Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your SmackDown results from April 15th and 205 Live results. Birthdays for April 15th. Austin Aries, born 1978. George Animal Steel, 1937. Vicky Guerrero, 1968 on the 16th. Also on the 16th, Paul London, 1980. Mia Yim, also known as Jade, 1989 on the 16th. April 17th birthdays. Roddy Piper, 1954. Nails, 1958. Bandito, 1995. Brooklyn Brawler on the 18th, 1961. On the 19th, Roxy, 1980. Charlie Morgan, 1992. April 20th birthday, Johnny the Bull. For the full-blooded Italians, 1977. Kurt Hawkins, 1985. Garrett Bischoff, 1984. Earlier this week, WWF superstar Mickie James released her new music video for her single, I Don't Give Up. Yep. Listen to it or find out what it is on her Vivo channel on YouTube. The last video that she added was for her song, Left, Right, Left, which was released a year ago. Her first country album was released in 2010 and was titled Strangers and Angels. Her second album was released in 2013 and was titled Somebody's Gonna Pay. The music video for Somebody's Gonna Pay featured WWE Hall of Famer Trish Stratus and her husband, NWA World Heavyweight Champion Nick Aldis, which he's no longer champion. I don't think so. So far, I Don't Give Up music video has over 8,000 views, which you can watch in the video in this link here. And James also tweeted about it, asking her fans to give it a listen, a like, and a share, and a download. And here's a tweet. Have you checked out my new hashtag music video for my latest single, I Don't Give A? Give it a listen, a like, and a share. And if you really love it, maybe a download. And RT, thanks in advance, XOXO. And you can go to that link. WWE has reportedly canceled upcoming WWE Backlash pay-per-view on June 16th in San Diego, California. According to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, as reported earlier, WWE is planning an event in Saudi Arabia on June 7th. According to the Observer, WWE felt that the two shows could be closer together, so that they just run the event in Saudi Arabia, as WWE had house shows scheduled in California that weekend, which will likely be canceled as well. And those who are advertised, it's Undertaker. He's supposed to be wrestling Elias in the main event. Also appearing is Goldberg. And also a returning WWE superstar is Brock Lesnar, as he has also announced his retirement from MMA. And that is also back confirmed by Dana White. Impact Wrestling and WWE Hall of Famer Booker T's Reality of Wrestling will be holding a co-promotional show, Deep Impact, on July 6th at the Booker T's World Gym Arena near Houston, Texas. The show will air live on Impact's Twitch channel, and below is here's the full release. Impact Wrestling teamed up with Reality of Wrestling to present Deep Impact on Saturday, July 6th at the Booker T World Gym Arena near Houston. Both promotions jointly announced advertising. Deep Impact will feature cross-promotional dream matches with the stars of Impact Wrestling battling the stars from Reality Wrestling on the first ever intra-promotional show. Deep Impact will air live on Impact Wrestling Twitch channel. Booker T is the owner of Reality of Wrestling, which has been training a developing top wrestlers from around the world since 2005, such as Ember Moon coming from that company. He had a legendary in-ring career himself, shining in WCW, WWE, and Impact Wrestling. And he is a two-time member of the WWE Hall of Fame, including 2019 induction into WWE with his brother Stevie Ray as Harlem Heat. As the WWE honored 10-time tag team champions, Harlem Heat. He was an inaugural Legend Champion and a World Tag Team Champion with Scott Steiner during his run with Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling is always looking to expand the wrestling landscape and to give fans more and more dream matches. and Deep Impact will do just that. Also, they are looking for superstar appearances because they can't get big name stars on their show. They have to go with other ECW talent such as RVD, Sandman, and Sabu. Reality wrestling has always been about spotlighting young and fresh talent. So to be able to put our talented men and women on the same stage as those from Impact Wrestling is going to be a night to remember, said Booker. Impact Wrestling's diverse talent roster features reigning world champion Johnny Impact, plus RVD, Brian Cage, Killer Cross, Eddie Edwards, and Moose. Among others, the Impact Knockouts division includes reigning knockout champion Taya Valkyrie, third generation star Tessa Blanchard, Madison Rain, Rosemary, Sue Young, and others. Reality Wrestling is flagship of pro wrestling in the state of Texas, led by multi-time former Ring of Reality Wrestling champion Gino, and featuring Mysterious Q, which I have seen wrestle myself, wrestling, going to an event in Humble, Texas, when I was going with my wrestling trainer himself, Stephen Hardy. Ruthless Ryan Davison was also there as well. Terrell Tempo, he was there, and the high energy team of Zach Mason and Warren Johnson, among others. I haven't seen or met those two guys, but I have seen Terrell Tempo, very high energy, and Mysterious Q, very athletic. Reality Wrestling airs on Fight TV every Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time on Reality Wrestling's official YouTube channel and at realitywrestling.com. Matches for Deep Impact will be announced in May. Tickets to Deep Impact are now available at realitywrestling.com/row-events. I'll post that link for you there. For more info, visit impactwrestling.com. Impact Knockout Champion Taya Valkyrie will defend her title against Jordan Grace at Rebellion on April 28th. Well, and the updated card, Johnny Impact as champion versus Brian Cage, Impact World Championship. Taya Valkyrie versus Jordan Grace for the Impact Knockout Championship. Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix versus LAX of Santana and Ortiz for your Impact World Tag Team Championship. Rich Swann versus Sami Callihan for your Impact X Division Championship. Tessa Blanchard versus Gail Kim, as she is not retired anymore. Wrestling Inc. has learned that Drake Maverick will be marrying WWE 2017 Mae Young Classic contestant Renee Michelle in June. Braun Strowman is one of the groomsmen, along with EC3 and Jeremy Morash. Melissa Sanderson, cheerleader Melissa, is one of the bridesmaids. Glad to hear her name mentioned back in pro wrestling. EC3 was with Drake Maverick when he was in Impact Wrestling as well. But they're both with WB now. New live WB Now video with Kayla Braxton and Kathy Kelly looking at 2019 Superstar Shakeup at this link. As we go into the end of it on tonight's SmackDown, Braxton noted there have been rumors of Akam returning from his leg injury soon. She speculated on the Office of Pain possibly being moved to SmackDown from Raw when Akam is ready to return. It was reported that Akam will be out of action for at least a few months when he went down with a leg injury in January. WWE ring announcer and backstage interviewer Dr. Ventez was released during the WrestleMania 35 week earlier in the month. She reportedly was replaced by Sarah Schreiber on the Raw brand. Dr. released an Instagram video and confirmed that her WWE journey has come to an end. She wrote on the Instagram caption, "I can't thank you all enough for the past 5 years. It has truly been an honor and privilege to have been able to work at WWE. To all of my fans throughout the years and co-workers who have reached out to me, it truly means a lot. Although my journey with WWE has come to an end, it's just the beginning. I most definitely am not saying goodbye, but rather I'll see you around." USA Network and their Ms. and Mrs. show about the Miz and Maurice are sending 2 lucky fans to Toronto for the Ultimate WWE SummerSlam experience. And it can be found at this link. No purchase necessary. And you can submit your name to the contest at that link. The contest ends Tuesday, July 2nd. Ms. and Mrs. At Ms. and Mrs. TV, what are you waiting for? Your chance to join at Mike the Miz and Maurice Mazanin at SummerSlam is here. No purchase necessary. 18 plus to enter. And the rules are at USA.net, usanet.tv/Ms. and Mrs. Cody Rhodes' opponent for AEW's Double or Nothing was announced. In a video, it will be none other than Dustin Rhodes, as he has left WWE himself and headed to AEW. Double or Nothing will be taking place May 25th at MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. And here's the updated card for Double or Nothing. Hangman Adam Page versus PAC. Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho. Cody versus Dustin. Dr. Britt Baker versus Nyla Rose versus Kylie Ray. SoCal Uncensored of Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, Scorpio Sky versus Simba, TBA and TBA. To be announced. Probably Mexican luchadors. So far, over the budget battle royal includes Sonny Kiss, Kip Sabian, Brandon Cutler, Ace Romero, Glacier, who returns, Brian Pillman Jr., Sunny Days, MJF, and Joey Janela. The Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers. AAA World Tag Team title are on the line. Big E, Tyler Breeze, and Xavier Woods with WWE Champion Kofi Kingston watching on, playing a game of Wheel of Fortune at this link. Drew McIntyre missed last night's live event in St. Louis due to travel issues. Jinder Mahal filled in for him in a 6-man tag match against the Shield. According to PW Insider, Drew had flight problems all along the way. One talent joked the issues had to be especially horrible for McIntyre to miss an event. Aiden English is likely to have signed a full-time announcer deal with WWE as he is now accepting convention bookings, including Legends of the Ring in Monroe, New Jersey on June the 1st. WWE Superstars contract don't allow for those types of bookings. English began announcing on 205 Live in January. Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan shared on Twitter about a new film that he is starring in. The film is called Mentico Blues and is directed by Ricky Whitehead. According to the film's IMDb, it's about a gruesome tale from a group of friends deer hunting near the Mentico Ponds in December of 1995. So it's probably a true story. And Duggan shared the link of the film at this. Well, you can go to manticoblues.com. A link on the Twitter, and you can check out official Hacksaw, Legend and Mystery, Fact or Fiction. Find out for yourself at manticoblues.com. No official update on Daniel Bryan's status, but word is that he's dealing with an injury coming out of WrestleMania 35 loss to champion Kofi Kingston, and the nature of the situation is being closely guarded. According to PW Insider, Bryan was not at Raw or SmackDown this week, and reportedly returned home last week after WrestleMania. He was not at SmackDown in Brooklyn last week, and he was reported that he was to be examined by doctors. No word yet on what the news that they found. On a related note, Sheamus is reportedly dealing with an injury right now, according to PW Insider. No word yet on the injury or how long he's expected to be away. But I will keep you updated. Cesaro appeared on SmackDown and teamed with Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura for a main event loss to Kofi, Kevin, and Xavier Woods. Sheamus was nowhere to be seen. Sheamus last wrestled on post-WrestleMania 35 SmackDown last week as the bar team with Drew McIntyre for a main event loss to the New Day. He also wrestled on Raw the night before, teaming with Cesaro for a loss to Kofi and Universal Champion Seth Rollins. Sheamus did tweet the following earlier: his weekly fitness check-in for the campaign he currently is doing at this link. I missed it on the Raw, so I posted on your SmackDown for you for this week. There was some confusion on Lars Sullivan roster change in the Superstar shakeup, as WWE indicated during Monday's Raw that the Freak had joined the Red brand. He also had the Raw logo next to his name on the WWE website after destroying Rey Mysterio, who also came to Raw in the shakeup. Then WWE announced on SmackDown that Lars had joined the Blue brand. He attacked R-Truth on SmackDown and remains on the Blue Brand roster. He also noted on Wrestling Observer Radio that the plans was always for Lars to appear on both TV shows this week. The decision to change the name of the NXT Tag Team Champions from the War Raiders to the Viking Experience was a Vince McMahon call. According to Meltzer on the Observer Radio, now that they have joined the Raw roster in the Superstar Shakeup, Hanson is known as Eric, while Rowe was known as Ivar. There was speculation on the War being dropped from the name due to obvious reasons, just like War Games, copyright. Dave Meltzer said that that was not the case. It came down to Vince just not liking the name and him calling for the new name before the debut on Raw. Also noted, at one point, the team was scheduled to be called the Berserkers, but that name was changed to the Viking Experience as they got closer to the debut. They had Berserkers years ago with the Berserker named John Lord, who I briefly talked about on Raw, as he had a intoxication arrest while driving. The Hall of Famer JR, Jim Ross, fueled the War speculation earlier this week on Twitter when he suggested that the word would not fly in WWE in 2019. It should be noted that WWE refers to Ember Moon as the War Goddess, and they have the WWE NXT TakeOver War Games events each year. Ross wrote, anything with the word war in it's just not going to fly in WWE in 2019. The hashtag Warlord is now taking bookings at Viking Lord and also Attitude Era. Hashtag Raw episodes have been renamed Raw is Viking. According to the Wrestling Observer, Big Cass and Enzo Amore now go by the monikers Enzo, that's N-Z-O, and Kaz XL are not scheduled or factored into any future Ring of Honor events at this time. Reports state that the key people within the promotion are unhappy with the G1 Supercard Invasion segment, especially considering the negative fallout Ring of Honor has received since it was determined to be a work. The Observer also noted that the original plan was not as complicated, with Enzo grabbing Mark Briscoe and there being a light tussle before security escorting Enzo out in hopes of creating a buzz. Whether Enzo and Cass return for Ring of Honor is yet to be determined. Stay tuned. Last night's NXT episode saw NXT North American Champion, the Velveteen Dream, retain his title over Buddy Murphy, who went to the SmackDown roster from 205 Live in 2019 WWE Superstar Shakeup. This match was made after Dream took to social media shots at Murphy for losing the WWE Cruiserweight title to Tony Nese at WrestleMania 35. This is only Dream's second title defense on TV. His first came at TakeOver New York when he defeated Matt Riddle earlier in the month. And here's a video of Cassie Kelly talking to Dream about Murphy, asking if he regrets poking at Murphy for losing the Cruiserweight title. Dream, who was challenged by Dominic Dijakovic on last night's episode, said he has no regrets. Regret isn't for a man like the Dream, Velveteen said. The Dream represents North America because the Dream is your NXT North American champion. Could the statue of Dream really regret anything? Do the great people and ancestors of this country regret the struggle that it took to get them where they stand today? And the last time the Dream checked, he stands here NXT North American champion. So regret, the Dream has none. You know who do and who might, and who will have regrets? Men like Buddy Murphy, men like Matt Riddle, men like that call the Dream's name without reason. You know who you are, you know who you are. Any more questions for the NXT North American champion? Nope. Well, just like this interview, Dream over. Those who missed it, here's a video from Murphy versus Dream match that aired last night on the evening. WWE Performance Center posted behind-the-scenes footage from Kerry Sane's NXT farewell. Sane came to SmackDown in the WWE Superstar Shakeup this week to team with Asuka under the guidance of Paige as their manager. Last night's NXT episode saw Sane lose to NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler And per her stipulation, Shane can no longer challenge for the NXT Women's title, so she's now on the main roster at this link. WWE has a new poll asking fans which brand did the best in the 2019 Superstar Shakeup, as its rating 63% voted for SmackDown, while 37% voted for Raw. Duh. Who else got anything? Nobody, because it was Raw and SmackDown Shakeup. The Red brand received the following superstars in the Shakeup: AJ Styles, Miz, Ricochet, Aleister Black, Eric and Ivar of the Viking Experience, Andrade, Zelina Vega, Rey Mysterio, Jimmy and Jey Uso of the Usos, Naomi, EC3, Lacey Evans, Eric Young, Cedric Alexander. The Blue brand received the following superstars: Roman Reigns, Elias, WWE Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor, Ember Moon, Bayley, Kairi Sane, Buddy Murphy, Lars Sullivan, Liv Morgan, Chad Gable, Apollo Crews, Mickie James, Otis the Ducker of the Heavy Machinery. Thus, your tag team of Chad Gable, Bobby Roode are no longer. Also, Mickie James goes to Raw. Otis the Tucker of Heavy Machinery and U.S. Champion Samoa Joe also going to Raw. Ricochet has launched a GoFundMe campaign to help his mother after her home, the house that they grew up in, was recently destroyed in a fire. Ricochet's mom, her boyfriend, and boyfriend's 2 children lived in the home. Campaign can be found at this link here. And so far, they have currently raised $11,285 of a $1 goal, with 329 people in one day. Ricochet wrote, Monday afternoon, I found out that my mom came home from the theater to find her house engulfed in flames. Lucky my mom, her boyfriend, and the 2 boys are all okay, but devastated from losing all of their memories that were in the house. Not only memories that they have made together, but from me and my brother's childhood, my son growing up, and everything in between. I've never done a GoFundMe before, but wouldn't be doing this right now if I didn't feel it necessary in this crucial situation. But I knew I wanted to do something that could take this horrible negative and possibly turn it into something positive for them. If you are able to donate anything at all, it would be greatly appreciated. If you are not able to donate, your love and support will be just as appreciated. This is something I want to do to show my mom that she is not alone in this, and we are all here for them in their time of need. Thank you so very much. I'm raising money to help my mom rebuild life after house fire. Click to donate. Again, go to that link. This week's 205 live episode saw Cedric Alexander say farewell to the brand as well. He was moved to Raw in the Superstar Shakeup. He lost the main event to O'Day Lorcan. Cedric took to Twitter today and to thank the brand. He wrote, hashtag thank you 205 Live. Being part of the Cruiserweight division will always be a special place in my heart. Some of my greatest accomplishments are because of the opportunities that WWE 205 Live presented it to me. I'm excited for the move to hashtag Raw and new goals I can achieve. Hashtag the soul. The Rock has released second official trailer for his Hobbs and Shaw movie at this link. The film features Roman Reigns and will hit theaters on August 2nd. Reigns can be seen in the trailer shortly after the 2-minute mark. It's now confirmed that Kushida's WWE NXT debut will air on May 1st. I gave you the spoilers in a previous video, and it will be on the WWE Network episode. He will wrestle Cassius Ohno in the match and a new vignette for Kushida's arrival at this link. WWE noted last week how 18-year-old Gianni Sosa of Miami, Florida, was arrested for assaulting Principal Humberto Moret at Southridge Senior High School earlier in the month. Sosa allegedly tried to use Randy Orton's RKO move on the principal, so was charged with battery on a school employee and interference with an educational institution. Sosa was arrested again this week for doing the RKO on a fake alligator. I mentioned a little bit about that on last week's episode. Used in a display at the Falls Shopping Center in Miami-Dade County, where the Walmart was at. According to ABC News, Sosa was charged with criminal mischief after damaging the fake alligator which was valued at $3,690, according to the manager of the mall. Well, it was also advertised that Walmart was there. A witness identified Sosa after watching the video of the March 30th incident and then confessed to the police, apologizing after he was arrested. The video posted to social media shows the 18-year-old removing his shirt, running to the side of the display, jumping over the barrier, tossing the fake alligator off of a rock and into the display pond. He then picked up the alligator and performed the RKO on it. He then pretended to pin the alligator. Sosa was taken to the Turner Guilford Knight Correctional Center in Miami-Dade County and booked. He is still facing charges for the mall incident, which came after the April 10th RKO attempt at the school. He was released without bond at that incident. Report was wrong about the move performed by the video. Nothing was shown but picking the fake gator up and throwing it into the pond after dropping an elbow drop, botching it, standing in the water. See for yourself. You decide. At that link. Booker T took to his Instagram this evening to announce that the immortal one, Hulk Hogan, will appear on his ESPN podcast entitled Hall of Fame this coming Monday on April 22nd. That's right, brother. Hulk Hogan will be stepping inside the Hall of Fame with myself and at Brad Gilmore this Monday live on at ESPN 975 at 9 p.m. Central Time. NXT episode. This week's NXT episode saw NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler retain her title over new SmackDown superstar Kairi Sane, who came up in the superstar shakeup and stipulations. She will no longer receive any NXT Women's title shots, and you can see the action from this link. NXT Champion Johnny Gargano versus Roderick Strong has been announced for next Wednesday's NXT episode on the WWE Network. This will be a non-title match. The Gargano requested from NXT General Manager Drake Maverick, William Regal. Got wrong. Drake Maverick is 205 Live General Manager. Also, NXT episode saw Dominic Djokovic win a quick squash match over enhancement talent Aaron Fry. I didn't get the name from that. That's why I do this. Again, update you. He didn't cut. Djokovic then cut a post-match promo on how he has his eye on the NXT North America title, currently held by Velveteen Dream. But here's a post-match video of that action there. Dream retained the title over Buddy Murphy on the show as well. Other comments at WWE. Feature eyes at Velveteen WWE because at the Djokovic WWE has a sight set on the NXT North America title. Hashtag WWE NXT. At WWE NXT, you can hashtag feature eyes, but you better not blink. At Djokovic WWE may have just taken down his opponent in record time. Hashtag WWE NXT. Ring of Honor star and founder of MKE Wrestling, Silas Young, commented about the MKE Wrestling event the last night in West Allis, Wisconsin, where a masked individual did a run-in during a show. And this masked individual was none other than CM Punk. Young wrote, last night we held MKE Wrestling at the Knights of Columbus building in West Allis. The place was packed with 350 people. The place had 25-years of wrestling and is a place of a lot of guys like at Colt Cabana, as well as Punk, who showed up in a mask last night. It's been speculated that the masked man was CM Punk himself, who hit the GTS on one of the wrestlers in the ring. Earlier in the day, Punk was also wearing the same hoodie, which you can see it in a link here in this link here. The last time Punk was in the wrestling ring was during the Royal Rumble match, 2014 Royal Rumble. Silas Young's tweet showing the clip of the match. And Silas Young tweeted, at last real man, ROH, last night we held MKE Wrestling at the Knights of Columbus building in West Allis place, and was packed with 350 people. This place had 25 years of wrestling, and this place a lot of guys started, guys like at Colt Cabana, as well as Punk, who showed up in the mask last night. Who was this masked man who put at S.T. Holmes Esquire to sleep at Dave Prazak at Aces of Steel? Thanks to the tweet from MKE_wrestling. Also, at this link, Answer at that link. None other than CM Punk. WWE superstar Alexander Wolf took to Twitter and said goodbye to the company. Noted how earlier Sanity apparently split up on Monday as the leader Eric Young was sent to Raw from SmackDown in the Superstar Shakeup. With no mention of Wolf or Killian Dane, Dane then took to Twitter earlier, said goodbye to the group. He didn't say goodbye to WWE because I think Killian Dane is still in WWE, possibly NXT. Wolf has now indicated his release and the end of the group. You see the full statement here. We Sanity made out TV debut October 16th, October 2016 for NXT at Full Sail University in Orlando, Florida. We had a great time in NXT and we accomplished a lot. NXT Tag Team Champions, NXT Tag Team of the Year 2017. First ever NXT WWE War Games match performed in front of about 15,000 people at a sold-out takeover pay-per-view. Growing together as athletes and performers. The whole group is like a family to me. I made 3 good friends over the last 3 years, and I'm really grateful for that. It was without a doubt a great time. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you to the entire SmackDown locker room. Thank you for the good vibes, laughs, and wisdom. I appreciate all of you and wish you all the best for your future careers. Thank you to the fans who supported us and never stopped believing in us. I appreciate you as well, and trust me, I speak for all 4 of us. There was only 3 that made it to the show. Rip Sanity, goodbye at hashtag WB. Miz came to Raw from SmackDown in the Superstar Shakeup on Monday night, and because of that, he was able to see his daughter, Monroe Sky, take her first steps tonight. Miz tweeted, today I would have been at hashtag SmackDown Live. However, due to hashtag Superstar Shakeup, I am at home. I am home, and I got to witness my daughter walk for the first time. Hashtag awesome. At Monroe Mazanin. At Maurice Mazanin. You can see the full tweet. There you go. Former WWE superstar Adam Rose revealed on social media that he has suffered a mild heart attack scare this past weekend. Hulk had a mild heart attack scare on Saturday. As he wrote on Instagram, I am fine at home already. Nothing to worry about. To all those that love me, I love you back. See you soon. Rose announced in March that he will be retiring this year. His retirement match will take place at Atomic Revolutionary Wrestling Star Spangled Slammer in Cocoa, Florida on Friday, June 14th. His opponent has not been determined yet. The former Leo Kruger had revealed in an interview with Chris Van Vliet in 2017 that he was planning to retire, noting that he had only been continuing to wrestle for financial reasons. I feel like it's time to move on to other things, Rose said. I don't want to be one of those guys that's hanging on and hanging on and hanging on. It's done. It's had its life. It's over with, and it was fun while it lasted. It's now time to move on to other things. You know, I've got a wife, and I've got 2 kids. I got other business interests. I can justify being there half foot and half foot out. The dark match before SmackDown from the Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada saw Heavy Machinery defeat Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. The club, SmackDown, opens up with the with the 2019 Superstar Shakeup. With a look back at last night's Raw, which featured the beginning of the Shakeup, live from the Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Tom Phillips welcomes us to the show, chimed in by Corey Graves and Byron Saxton. Well, Corey Graves is now, I'll give him the championship of tattoos. His whole body is in tattoos. So he becomes your tattoo champion. We go right to the ring. Out comes Kevin Owens to a huge hometown pop. Greg Hamilton does the introductions. And he has the ring set up for the Kevin Owens show. Well, why not, Corey Graves? Well, if Zack Ryder can be your internet champion, why not Corey Graves be your tattoo champion? The crowd's really fired up for Owens. He speaks French and welcomes us to the Kevin Owens show. He also says something about WrestleMania that gets a big pop. Owens says that there are more shake-up surprises coming our way, and later tonight, Vince McMahon himself will be here to reveal the biggest talent acquisition in SmackDown history. Fans boo Vince's name some. Owens says that the biggest superstar is already here, him. Fans agree with the pop. Fans chant more for Owens. Owens goes on and says, with all due respect, save it for his guest, who has been a big WrestleMania moment. that we all took in. He introduces WWE Champion Kofi Kingston. Out comes a New Day, Kofi and Xavier Woods. Owen talks about Kofi's WWE title win and congratulates him. Being face at the present time, Kofi says he appreciates the kind words from Owens. He talks about how we all did something special at WrestleMania. Kofi says it's because of the fans, and he also says something in French. Yep, Kofi is also multilingual. Owens mentions how big he is here tonight. Woods says Big E suffered an injury in last week's match, which WWE confirmed earlier this week. Woods goes on about how Raw took most of his up-down-down roster last night, and how he wants Tyler Breeze on the Brew brand. Kofi calms it down and says up-down-down will be fine. Big E will be fine. Owens mentions how Kofi and Woods versus Rusev and Nakamura is booked for tonight. Owens offers to be their backup tonight now that Big E isn't here. They go on joking about Owens being an honorary member of the New Day. He even moves his hips like Big E. Kofi asks the fans if they want to see Owens as an honorary member, as they do. And he is now being monikered as Big O is in the group for tonight. Kofi gives Owens a tight tank top to make it official. Owens also puts on the unicorn on his head, and they all celebrate together as the music hits. We see Cesaro, Rusev, and Shinsuke backstage watching. It looks like there will be a 6-man confrontation later. Music hits in the arena, and Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor makes his way out for his SmackDown debut, as he's moved from Raw to SmackDown, and he brings the title with him. Balor and the title are now on the Blue brand. Go to commercial. Finn Balor versus Ali. Back for the break. Out comes Ali as Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor waits in the ring for his non-title match. Back and forth to start the match. Ali drops Balor with a drop kick. They go to the mat. Trade holds. Fans do dueling chants. Balor ends up dropping Ali with an elbow to the mouth for a 2 count. Balor more offense and an elbow to the chest for another pin attempt. Ali ends up taking Balor down on the floor after more back and forth. We go to commercial with Ali taking Balor down on the outside. Back for the break, Balor delivers a big chop in the corner. Balor with more offense in the corner. Ali dodges a chop and kicks Balor in the face. Ali sends Balor face first into the mat now. Ali with offense in the corners now. Balor counters and drops Ali with a shot across the throat for a 2 count. Balor nails a sling blade. Balor runs into a super kick from Ali and goes down. Ali with a 2 count. Ali goes for another super kick, and they both go down. Ali picks Balor up, but Balor rams him back into the corner with thrust. Ali with a knee to the face. Balor goes on and hits a double stop to the chest after more counters. After blocking the Tornado DDT, Balor goes to the top, but Ali runs up and rocks him. Ali climbs up for the big Hurricanrana, and he nails it. Ali crawls over for a close 2 count. Ali goes back to the top for the 450, but he has to land on his feet as Balor moves out of the way. Balor with a drop kick in the corner. Balor goes to the top, hits a coup de grace for the pin and the win to retain. After the match, Balor stands tall with a title as it goes to replays. Balor offers his hand while Ali is down in the corner. Ali gets up on his own, but they shake hands in a show of respect. Balor continues celebrating as his music plays. We see Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston backstage looking for Kevin Owens. Kofi is carrying a platter of pancakes, and they ask if Owens is ready for his initiation into the group. He has to eat the pancakes and beat Big E's time of 5 minutes 30 seconds. Owens hesitates, but he digs in as they cheer him on. Don't know if he beat the record, but he makes the team. Well, we're going to wait and see how long he stays face. I'll give it maybe 1 or 2 weeks before the turn. Charlotte Flair versus Carmella. We go to ring. Out comes Carmella with R-Truth, rapping their way to the ring. Back to commercial. Back for the break, we get another look at the bizarre buzzard in a box vignet. Remember thing from Adam's Family? That's very similar to that. Believed it's teaser for Bray Wyatt's return. Carmella wraps her entrance as we see Kevin Owens in the back finishing the plate of pancakes. He's now officially an honorary member of the New Day. We go back to the ring. Out comes Charlotte for her first appearance since WrestleMania Shakeup. WrestleMania 35 main event. Bell rings and they size each other up. Talk a little bit of trash. Flair strikes first with a kick and takes Carmella down. Flair stands tall over Carmella for a pop, but she announces that she hates Canada. Hates it. Carmella turns it around after avoiding a big boot. She goes to work on Flair for a quick pin attempt, Carmella shows off some for a pop as Flair rolls to the floor to regroup. Carmella follows and they go at it. Flair rams Carmella back to the barrier and she goes down. Carmella nails Flair and goes up top on top of the barrier, hitting crossbody from it. Carmella brings it back into the ring for a 2 count. Flair gets up first and delivers a chop to Carmella. Carmella slides out of a hole and shoves Flair face first into the middle of the turnbuckle. Carmella stomps away on Flair in the corner as Truth cheers her on. Carmella does the moonwalk, hits the Bronco Buster in the corner. Carmella charges again, but Flair ends up turning around, sending her out of the ring to the floor. We go to commercial with Carmella face down on the floor. Back to the right, Flair struts around the ring, horseman style, as she has Carmella down on the mat. Flair bullies Carmella around and mocks her some more. Flair scoots Carmella up, but it's countered as Carmella brings Flair to the mat. Flair with offense, but she runs into a boot in the corner. Carmella gets sent to the apron, but Flair ends up hitting a dragon screw leg whip across the rope. And Carmella lands on the floor. Flair follows and launches Carmella into a barrier. Carmella touches her left knee now, more back and forth. It sets up the finish and brings it back in the ring. Flair takes out Carmella's knee with a chop block as she tries to come back in and applies a figure 4 and brings it into figure 8 as Carmella screams and taps out for the finish. After the match, Flair makes her exit as the music hits. Referee Charles Robinson holds rope for her as she leaves the ring. We go to replays. R-Truth is checking on Carmella when the music for Lars Sullivan hits and out he comes. Lars hits the ring and Truth tries to fight him off, but Lars levels him and just laughs at Truth's pin attempt. At Truth's attempt. Truth looks up from the mat, and takes his jacket off. Truth charges, but Lars catches him in midair and spikes him to the mat with a freak accident. Fans boo as Lars stands over Truth. Carmella looks terrified as Lars stalks her into the corner, staring her down. Fan chant a-hole at Lars as he laughs. Lars turns back to Truth and hits him with a running sit-down powerbomb. Lars yells out some more as the fans boo. Lars looks out at the crowd and then laughs at Truth again as officials hit the ring to check on him. To the coming segment, Vince McMahon will be here with a big announcement. Probably your main event of the show. Also, Becky Lynch has a superstar shakeup announcer. We get more replays of Lars attacking Truth as we go back to commercial. Back to the right, Tom plugs the Shield's final chapter, WWE Network special, to air live this Sunday at 9:30 Eastern Time, 8:30 Central Time. We go to the ring. Out comes Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch to a big pop. Tom shows us highlights from the WrestleMania 35 main event with Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda. Lynch wants to say it again because it sounds nice. She did it. She did what she did. She did what she said she would do. She beat the so-called baddest woman on the planet at WrestleMania 35 to become the champion. And Becky, 2 belts, chant starts up in the crowd. Becky goes on and mentions running through Lacey Evans. Becky doesn't care who they bring in or who they put in front of her because she will beat them all. Becky says the 2 titles are her passports to pick fights with anyone on both brands. Just because you can. Music interrupts. Out comes Ember Moon. She has joined the SmackDown roster. Moon says, we better get used to seeing her because the She-Nom is now on SmackDown. Becky advises her not to interrupt the man again. Becky says she's not here for advice. She's here to make a name for herself. Moon enters the ring and says, what better way to do that than to step to the woman who won the WrestleMania 35 main event. Music hits again to interrupt, and out comes Bayley. She is now on SmackDown as well. Bayley says this is exciting and what the shakeup is all about. Thus, they also broke up the tag team of Sasha and Bayley. Becky asks if she wants a hug or something. Bayley says she's got all her hugs out on Raw. She enters the ring and says a lot has changed since she and Becky last saw each other. She talks about how she and Sasha became the first women's tag team champions. Some fans are booing. Of course, they lost at WrestleMania. Bayley says now she's on SmackDown as a singles competitor and she has her eyes on other titles. The music interrupts. Out comes WWE Tag Team Champions, the Iconics, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. Iconics taught Bayley for taking her titles from her at WrestleMania. They go on about their 2 belts are better than Becky's because they are iconic. Music interrupts and out comes Paige to a pop. Paige mentions how the Iconics need to defend their titles. She says she's on SmackDown because she has a new tag team to introduce. She calls them the Gifted, and the music interrupts as Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville come out. But those two are not her tag teams that she's picked. Rose mocks Paige and walks right past her as she and Deville head to the ring. Deville says SmackDown has waited too long for the Absolution reunion. Paige says that they will have to keep waiting because she's here for two brand new revolutionary women. She calls them the next WWE Tag Team Champions. Out first comes Asuka and Kairi Sane, making her SmackDown roster debut. Coming up from NXT, Paige says, when you debut, you have to make an impact. She orders Asuka and Sane to the ring, and a big brawl breaks out. Paige watches from the stage. Becky also just watches the fight as she exits the ring. The brawl comes down to Asuka, Sane, Bayley, and Moon. They all stand tall in the ring as we go to commercial. Iconics, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville versus Asuka, Kairi Sane, Ember Moon, and Bayley. 8 women action. Back to the break. The 8-woman match is underway as Paige and Becky Lynch watch. Ember Moon goes at it with Peyton Royce. Becky comes in to take over. Peyton turns it around. Asuka and Sonya Deville go at it now. Asuka with a kick to the jaw, but Deville keeps control. Rose and Deville double team Asuka in the corner. Asuka turns around on Rose and hits a hip attack. Kairi Sane tags in and they unload on Rose with a double team. Bayley sends Rose to the floor. And there was a big suicide dive on Rose and Deville at the same time. The Iconics check on their partners, but Ember leaps from the top and takes all 4 of them down as we go back to commercial. Back for the break, Rose and Deville hit Bayley several double team moves. Bayley kicks out at 2. Rose takes Bayley to the corner. Now, as Peyton tags in, Bayley ends up sending Royce to the floor. Royce knocks Moon off the apron. Bayley goes under Royce's legs to tag in Asuka. Asuka goes right to work and sends Deville and Billy Kay off the apron with a hip attack. Asuka with more offense to Royce. Asuka nails the German suplex to Royce. Asuka with more big strikes to Royce and for a 2 count as Rose breaks up the pin with a knee to the head. Moon takes out Rose with a crossbody. Deville takes Moon down with a spear. Bayley with a Bayley to belly on Deville. Kay drops Bayley with a kick. Sane with a spinning back fist to Kay. Royce slaps Sane and tosses her to the apron. Asuka with a back fist to Royce. Asuka nails a reverse DDT to Royce. Sane tags in and goes up top for her big insane elbow. Sane covers Royce for the pin and win. And they should get a title shot. After the match, the babyface stands tall together and Sane's music hits and go to replay. Still to come, next man will have a big announcement. We see replays of how Lars Sullivan has recently destroyed Hall of Famer Kurt Angle, Rey Mysterio, R-Truth, and SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Hardy Boys. Hardys are backstage now, sending a message to remind everyone that they are still the greatest tag team of all time and space. Kevin Owens is backstage with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, still as an honorary member of the New Day. Owens does the grand entrance for the New Day, which injured Big E would usually do. They enter the ring for tonight's main event. Back from the break, we get a backstage promo from Buddy Murphy, who introduced himself to SmackDown. I didn't see that part myself. He says he spent the last 6 months destroying WWE 205 Live roster, and we don't know him. We will soon. Kofi Kingston, Big E, and Kevin Owens versus Cesaro, Rusev, and Shinsuke Nakamura. We got to the ring for your main event. Rusev, Shinsuke, and Cesaro. Cesaro is now on SmackDown by himself. Staring down the team of Kevin Owens, Xavier Woods, and Kofi Kingston. Rusev and Woods start things off. Back and forth for a few minutes. Woods with an honor roll out of the corner. Tags in for a double team on Rusev. Nakamura comes in and goes at it with Kofi. Owens and the New Day turns on Nakamura in the corner, and Woods covers for a 2 count. Nakamura ends up dropping Woods face first into the barrier on the outside. We go to commercial. There's lots more back and forth between the two after the break. Lana runs ringside interference at one point. The finish sees Rusev take a trouble of paradise from Kofi and then a stunner from Owens. Owens covers Rusev for the win. After the match, Owens celebrates with the New Day as the music hits. We see Vince McMahon backstage watching the celebration. Back to commercial. Back from the break, we get a second creepy vignette from Bray Wyatt. We go to the ring. Out comes WWE Chairman Vince McMahon for his big announcement on the biggest talent acquisition in SmackDown history. Vince says rarely does he put his stamp of approval on someone, but this person is the future of SmackDown, the future of WWE. Vince goes on praising this mystery man. Vince calls for a drum roll and then introduces Elias. Remember WrestleMania where he started playing the drums? He also played the piano, and he also played another one. Simultaneous videos playing at once in the arena. Elias comes to the ring with his guitar as the mixed reaction pick up. Elias says he's questioned a lot of decisions Vince has made, including the recent run-ins with John Cena, The Undertaker, and Rey Mysterio. But what Vince just did shows he has his finger on the pulse of what the audience wants. The boos pick up. Elias says there's no better way to kick off this new era of SmackDown than to walk with Elias. Elias says he's happy to be on SmackDown, but he's not happy to be in Montreal. Elias says with AJ Styles gone for SmackDown, the show will now become the Temple of Elias. Elias goes on and asks everyone to silence their cell phones, hold their applause, and shut their mouths. Elias starts playing his guitar, but the music interrupts. Out comes Roman Reigns to a big pop. Reigns hits the rings and levels Elias as Vince watches. Reigns delivers a Superman punch to Elias next. Vince yells at Reigns in the middle of the ring. Reigns responds with a big Superman punch to Vince. Fans pop for Reigns big time. Elias checks on Vince, but he's out cold. Reigns says he doesn't care what was said. SmackDown is his yard now. Reigns poses as his music starts back up. We go to replays. Reigns has left the ring, but he comes back to deliver a big spear to Elias. Reigns' music starts back up. We see Vince waking up as Reigns poses for the crowd. We go to replays. 2019 Superstar Shakeup ends as SmackDown goes off the air, with Reigns looking back at the ring, smiling as Vince and Elias are still down. 205 Live results. Cedric Alexander versus Oney Lorcan. In a rapid and surprising turn of events, Cedric Alexander will seemingly have his last match under 205 Live banner this week against the most recent thorn in his side, Oney Lorcan. With Alexander moving to Monday Night Raw as part of the WWE Superstar Shakeup, the 205 Live veteran will look to go out with a bang. As far as result is concerned, however, Oney Lorcan might want to make sure Alexander is in no fit state to compete as early as next week's Raw. Cruiserweight champion Tony Nese opens up the show this week instead of Jake Maverick. He discusses his successful last 2 weeks. Now he's looking towards the future. It's time to find his next challenger who will step up tonight on 205 Live. Vic Joseph, Nigel McGuinness, and Aiden welcome to this week's episode of the Cruiserweight Division Show. Jake Maverick is with them for the first match. He thanks Cedric Alexander for everything he has done for 205 Live. Buddy Murphy has also moved to SmackDown Live. Personally, this is a bigger loss for 205 Live. Rarely did I feel that a Murphy match didn't offer something of a note. He could have had great matches with a who's who of the cruiserweights, no matter the size and style. Here's hoping he tears it up on Tuesday night's show. Also, he'll hopefully fight Mustafa Ali again in the future. Yes. Fatal 4-way match, Grand Metallic versus Ariel Dewey versus Mike Kanellis versus Akira Tozawa. This should be fun. Multi-man action is usually handled very well on 205 Live. With a fresh cruiserweight champion in Tony Nese, top competitors leaving as part of the Superstar Shakeup, opportunities are up for grabs now. DeVary has no interest in the battles of wills taking place in the ring. He ventures out as the other three close in on each other. Kanellis is thrown out to the outside. Tozawa and Metallic begin proceedings officially. Tozawa gets the upper hand as Metallic also now falls to the outside. Tozawa winds up with a Tope Suicida, but DeVary slithers in and floors Tozawa with a lariat. DeVary is standing tall until Metallic bounds in, using the top rope as a springboard to give the resultant drop kick with more impact. Tozawa is back in and wraps himself around Metallic for the octopus stretch. Both men receive super kicks from Kanellis and Tozawa. The villains of the piece are now in control, systematically breaking down their babyface opponents' resolve. Kanellis and DeVary run form a union of sorts for the time being. It's working, but not for long. DeVary has Tozawa's arms locked, offering him up to Kanellis for a super kick. Tozawa breaks free at the last minute, and Kanellis' foot lands squarely on DeVary's face. Tozawa hammer clubs down on Kanellis' head, but Kanellis seems unperturbed. He powers out and slams Tozawa to the mat. He goes for the pin, but DeVary from the outside pulls Kanellis off. The falling exchange between the two gets heated. DeVary gets the better of it with a spine buster onto the floor. Back in the ring, Tozawa and Metallic are dancing around in the ring with impressive offense after both eliminating DeVary from the current picture. A face buster from Metallic sees Tozawa grounded. Kanellis is back in, throwing Metallic to the outside. Tozawa is still very much on the offense. However, taking to Kanellis with a flurry of moves, accumulating in a missile drop kick from the top rope. Tozawa and prone in the middle. Metallic out of nowhere hits Tozawa with a frog splash. Seconds later, DeVary takes Metallic out with the same move. Certainly a blink and you'll miss it moment. DeVary earns a 2 count, but Metallic kicks out. All 4 men are sprawled on the mat, the effects of their labor showing. Shortly afterwards, Metallic kills 2 birds with 1 stone. He vaults the ropes, landing on DeVary's shoulders on the apron. Hurricane him from the apron onto Kanellis on the outside. Tozawa crouches in weight in the ring, taking out Metallic with a suicide dive headbutt. Tozawa brings Kanellis back in the ring. He's looking for a German suplex, but Kanellis throws elbows, warding Tozawa off. The pair exchange a series of chops, testing each other's metal. Tozawa seems to be fired up by the back and forth, throwing out his mouth guard in the process. Kanellis falls into a Tozawa trap, and the German suplex officially lands. Tozawa looks for the top rope senton, but Maria jumps on the apron, distracting Tozawa. This affords Kanellis the time to climb up and lay strikes into Tozawa. Tozawa eventually feels Kanellis and jumps from the top. Kanellis' knees are up and waiting. Tozawa crashing hard down on his knees. Kanellis lands his swinging neck breaker finisher and goes for the cover, but Metallic springboards off the ropes with an elbow in mind. Kanellis moves out of the way, Metallic's elbow landing on Tozawa instead. Kanellis throws Metallic out of the ring, looking to take advantage of the incapacitated Tozawa. DeVary, who has been quiet for a few minutes, comes in and spills Kanellis from the ring and folds Tozawa up for an easy 3 count and a victory. Winner match, Eric DeVary. This was more fun than I expected. The set pieces were excellently executed, and each man displaying their strengths well. Kanellis looked to be one who would win more often, but DeVary coming in at the last second was your typical heel tactic in a multi-man match. A nice little match to start the show. Oni Lorcan warming up backstage for his match with Alexander. He admits that nobody has been more important in the rebuilding of WWE's Cruiserweight division the last 3 years. Lorcan wants to take over that mantle. He wants to drive forward and build more upon 205 Live. The only way he can do that is beating Alexander. Speaking of which, the departing Alexander is up next. He talks about building his legacy over again. On Monday Night Raw, he is used to building a legacy here on 205 Live. He wants Lorcan to understand and respect that. He tells Lorcan to bring it. And he's not going down without a fight. Cedric Alexander versus Oni Lorcan. I wasn't a huge fan of this pair's cruiserweight tournament encounter. Alexander soaks up so much damaging offense, including top rope, half suplex, and saw Lorcan off with ease. When all said and done, that suplex in particular should have been the final nail in the coffin, but it wasn't to be. I expect to see a repeat of the move tonight. However, I also expect to see a different result at the end of the match. We shall see. The match starts with a typical feeling out process. Alexander has Lorcan grounded with a leg lock. Lorcan scurries out of the hole, locking eyes with Alexander. Both are weary. Both want to win for different reasons. It should be a hotly contested affair. Alexander continues trying to out-wrestle Lorcan, this time with a front face lock. Again, Lorcan escapes, attests to strength, sees Lorcan explode with a headlock takeover. He cinches in a headlock in tight. Alexander tries to feign to break free. He stands up, looking to bounce Lorcan off the ropes, but the Boston Butcher is not in mood for frivolities. So far, Alexander eventually powers out, but Lorcan charges in from the ropes with a sickening chop. He launches Alexander into furthest away turnbuckle with an Irish whip. Lorcan charges in, but Alexander's fired up now. He lands a succession of drop kicks. A suicida, Lorcan dodges at the last second and adds velocity to Alexander's fall by pushing him downward. Well, 205 Live is now starting off your conclusion. Wait a second, video ending this. Lorcan on the apron. Okay, I'll reread that. Lorcan has Alexander grounded with a bear hug. Alexander fights out of his way of an attempted half suplex. He gets in some strikes, warding Lorcan off. Lorcan, however, drives his knee in an upcoming Alexander's knee, locking in the bear hug once again, softening Alexander's core in an intelligent tactic by Lorcan as he looks to snap his finisher suplex with an ease at some point in the future. Alexander then fights out, delivering a hard-hitting single leg drop to the back of Lorcan's head. As he sits on the floor, Lorcan folds up from the impact. Alexander's on top for the first time in the match. He'll have to keep up the barrage going. However, Lorcan can soak up punishment like few else in WWE. Alexander tries to best to break that barrier. However, with a Michinoku jobber, Lorcan kicks out at 2. Lumbar check is attempted, but Lorcan steadies his weight, ensuring the lift cannot happen. Alexander tries a different tactic with a neutralizer. Stealing moves from Cesaro. Back of his head meets Lorcan's forearm. However, the vicious European uppercut is followed by a blockbuster and another uppercut. The resultant pinfall attempt is a successful one. However, Lorcan goes for half again, but Alexander throws elbows behind him. Lorcan takes out Alexander's knee and picks him up for a powerbomb. After another successful pin attempt, Lorcan locks in a single leg Boston Crab. Alexander grabs the ropes, but his back will be in bad shape. He crawls away from Lorcan, stalked the whole time as he climbs a turnbuckle. Lorcan sees his opportunity, jumping up and going for the half and half. Alexander trips Lorcan up as Lorcan landing on the outside. Alexander follows up with a somersault to the outside. He throws Lorcan back in the ring, going for a springboard clothesline. Another devastating European uppercut. Fails Alexander, though. Both men use each other's heads as leverage to get back to their feet on the apron. They exchange chops, but not for long, before Lorcan grabs Alexander's beard and slaps the spit from his face. Alexander fights back, looking to kick Lorcan from the apron. Finally, the half lands, this time on the apron. Alexander rolls into the ring and stands up, but is turned inside out with a crazy clothesline from Lorcan. He lands a final half suplex. Lorcan goes for the cover, and the referee counts the 3 count. Alexander exits 205 Live with a loss. Alexander is nursing his neck as he slowly gets to his feet. Thank you, Cedric. Rings out from the crowd. Lorcan offers his hand to Alexander as a sign of respect. Alexander stands in the ring and receives a final farewell message from the commentary team. As he has never been a personal favorite, I find it hard to feel any upset over Alexander's departure from 205 Live. It would be ignorant of me, though, not to see what he did for the Cruiserweight division as a whole. Good luck to him going on forward, and thanks to him for helping out the Cruiserweight division on the map. Our latest Ricky and Clive Wrestling Show podcast, now available for download. Ricky and Clive reunite the talk, all things Superstar Shakeup, with longtime listener and now podcaster of his own, right, Darren Kirkby, a.k.a. Mags and Bags. We look at who went from Monday Night Raw to SmackDown and Live and vice versa. Also, as well as call-ups from NXT 205 Live. We also get hype from their trip to NXT UK tapings in Glasgow the weekend, and finish with the wrestling general knowledge quiz. I didn't get nothing of that. They just basically spoke of that. It's a new podcast. Darkmatch main event. After 205 Live tapings at the Bell Center in Montreal, saw Roman Reigns and Randy Orton go at it with no official winner being announced. The finish saw Orton hit the JP DDT and then missed the RKO. Reigns followed up with a Superman punch and a spear. Orton then rolled out of the ring and Reigns' music played as if he were the winner. That ended the show, according to correspondent Travis Bledsoe. Travis described the match as odd. And that concludes my results for SmackDown 205 Live for this week. Thanks again. Peace out. See you one video. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.